Yeah, thanks, Paul. I appreciate everybody being here, especially those who came with us from Chicago. I want to start off, first of all, thanking our great fans here in the DMV. I mean, to see that type of fan support that we had today. As a program, we had talked about when Maryland and Rutgers was added to the Big Ten. It's about all of our alums that are here, in this region, and to see the outpouring of support. The Alumni Association, I think we had it sold out today, 600 alums that were there. To see that type of support, we're very, very thankful, and it was awesome. Our guys were all fired up about it in the locker room after the game, and we need them to come to Chicago next week. We got a really tough opponent, but really good team win. Great job bouncing back by our offense, especially our offensive line. To get Justin Jackson to become the all-time leading rusher in our program's history. It doesn't happen without an O-line that's been in front of him, and it's probably well documented that even people in this room, went after him a week ago, and I think they handled it well. It's deserved. When you don't play well, you have high expectations, and I think they shut the noise off and went to work, and they did a good job today. So obviously it's special with Justin. I mean, it's unbelievable. I think at times we all take for granted special players just because they're so consistent. But it seems like yesterday that Justin came into our program, and now to have him at this mark, incredibly proud of him, honored to be his coach, and just very thankful for his production. But great team win, and obviously we'll get back home and get ready for another big opponent coming in, a Western Division opponent in Iowa next week. So with that, how about some questions, please?
Coach, you held Lorenzo Harrison and Ty Johnson to 16 yards rushing. I noticed that you guys try to really push them to the outside. Is that part of the game plan, knowing that they can really break those runs and then go from there?
Yeah, I'm not going to tell you about game plan. Sorry. I've been doing this 12 years. I'm smarter than I look. But I think our guys executed from a standpoint of, number one, I thought we fit things well. When you start getting some of those plays that they're running, it's really almost option without a pitch, and you've got to be able to be sound with what you're doing. Hank and the defensive staff, I mean, the Maryland offense gives you a lot of problems schematically. And I know the job that DJ and his staff are doing recruiting. I mean, this is going to turn around for them. He's an outstanding football coach and a great guy, and he's got a great staff. It just, as we looked at things schematically, there were a lot of challenges there, and I thought Mike Hankwitz, our defense coordinator, and our defensive staff came up with a good plan, but most importantly, I thought our kids executed really well.
Coach, the decision to, after you win the kickoff, to start off to receive, was that a statement at all to your offense, its confidence after the?
It was a statement to you, right? I was coming after you. No, honestly, I'm joking. No, we had two defensive guys that were in the locker room, so I wanted to have maybe potentially one less defensive series, potentially, in the first half, to then maybe have to make that up in the second half to get two of our starters back. It's a pretty funny joke, though.
You can take it.
Yeah, you better.
And also on offense, like, they really got off after it in the first half, second quarter especially.
Yeah.
What do you think was the biggest thing for them coming back after?
Well, we knew we were going to have to weather Maryland's storm. They obviously didn't have the outcome they wanted a week ago, and it kind of got away from them in Columbus. And you come back and you got to play. We got to play them on the road, so you knew that first 10 minutes there was going to be a push from them, and we saw that. And I thought we weathered that pretty well. And then I just think we just started clicking. We started executing. I thought our offensive line started to impose their will a little bit. It looked like the line of scrimmage started to move, which then gives you, those horizontal cuts in what we need to do. And it's no secret. Schematically, it's no secret. We got to run the ball to win. To be able to do that today was a great credit again to our O-line and super backs and wide receivers. They blocked pretty well.
Fitz, DJ Moore, 200 yards today. Is that one of those where you just kind of throw your hands up and can't do much about it?
He's pretty good.
Are you fine with him getting 12 catches on a day if the rest of Maryland has 5?
He's pretty good. We won. Yeah, we won. So, I mean, there's always guys. I mean, we lose a turnover ratio. We give some explosive pass plays. There's a ton to correct. So, I mean, I'm not going to nitpick anything without watching the tape and seeing why.
It was not a nitpick necessarily, but given that you guys shut down the run game pretty well. And
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. I'm not going to nitpick without watching the tape. I don't know. I mean, he's a really good receiver. I don't know how many times they targeted him. I'm sure they had it on ESPN, but I mean, it seemed like they were throwing the ball at him almost every rep. So, So if they target him 25 times, we lost on 12. I'm all right with it. If they targeted him 14 and he won on 12, then we got to fix some things and look at those. So that's what I mean by that answer.
Coach, first off, I bring good tidings from your best friend, Alan Abramson.
Yeah, what a great guy.
I'm one of his students out at USC, so
It's a long trip.
I live here, so I'm
Oh,
sure
cool.
my thesis. But he said, "Go Cats, go CU." So my question is, Jackson looked much healthier today.
Yeah.
When did you know he looked himself, his normal, regular self?
About a week ago, he's starting to come around, and he saw it in his production. You know, we missed a few things up front a week ago from being able to pop. You know, he's the all-time leading rusher without the face mask call. I mean, really, you know, a week ago. So, which that was unique. But you know, at any rate, he's a great. I mean, what is he? The GOAT, right? He's the greatest of all time, running the ball at our program, and you know, we've won a lot of football games because of him. And it starts up front, and you know, our line takes a beating, and it's unbelievable. They've just produced the all-time leading rusher in our program's history. So, I mean, I get it, but the credit starts up there. And there's been a lot of guys that have been here throughout his career. So, you know, I'm sure he's going to give credit to the offensive line, but he's a special man. I'm just incredibly honored to be his coach. Very thankful that he's a Wildcat.
Coach, you guys have 30 first downs. I'm not high. I'm looking up, but I'm sure that's one of the highest marks you've had in a while. I was
Yeah.
on third down and 10.
Yeah.
And you use Cameron Green a lot on third downs. What have you seen with him in practice, kind of that you can rely on him more in those kind of short yardage?
I'm really proud of Cam. He's been through a lot, in our program. He's growing up, and gave him a big old hug when we were in the locker room here. He's been through a lot, and that's private between him and I. But to see him have this type of day when he had to step up, when G went out, when Garrett went out, it's a great credit to him, and hopefully his confidence goes up from it.
Coach, I have kind of a two-parter, and this is more for you personally, because I know this is where you began your coaching career as a grad assistant in 1998. How does it feel to come back to Maryland, get the win, and also, like you said early in the press conference, Maryland's new to the Big Ten.
Yeah.
How does Capital One feel at Maryland Stadium compared to other atmospheres in the Big Ten?
Yeah. I mean, similar. Yeah, very similar. I'll answer your second question first. Very similar to what we're used to experiencing. I popped on BTN today and saw the tailgate. It looked like it was packed. It looked pretty cool. So, this is a great university. It was terrific being here with Ron Vanderlinden and learning from that staff. You know, I mean, you think about that staff. You know, Mike Gundy's on that staff. Mike Loxley, Danny Rocco, Reuben Carter. I mean, there was a great staff. The list goes on and on. I would mention Bob Hefner on my staff, but that would be giving Bob too much credit. But it was just great to be here and learn. And it was a hotel where we stayed is where we used to host our recruits and spent a lot of time there. Obviously, shuttling young men back and forth. So it's really, really hard to win a Big Ten football game, and it's double as hard to win it on the road. So to see the way that our guys responded after two tough games, like I said, the credit goes to our guys. I'm very proud of them.
Coach, going back to the offense for a second, you've talked about this receiving corps being one of the better ones you've had time here. And they really had a big bounce back and forth.
Yeah.
A bunch of guys had catches.
Yeah.
How would you assess them all?
Yeah, I think there were a few things that we'd like to have back, without a doubt, that we felt like we had. Like the second interception, I thought was a really good call. They were jumping our routes, and we tried to make a double move, and it looked like we stumbled out of our cut, and then the throw gets picked. But I thought Mick called a great game, and I thought Dennis Springer did a great job this week. Our receivers were not pleased with their inability to make plays the last 2 weeks, really. And they were, again, like our O-line, they worked really, really hard to get better this week, and I think it showed.
Fitz, you haven't been afraid to go for it on fourth down so far this season, but today you ran Kubander on for 3 field goal attempts.
Yeah.
And he hit all 3. Does that
Yep.
change your calculus going forward?
I've got great confidence in Charlie. I don't think he understands that he's a freshman. I mean, really, he's been really consistent since he's gotten into our program. And I'm talking more demeanor and just his approach to getting prepared for games. He learned a lesson last week. We were kind of in that mode where we were going to probably go for 2, and we scored, and then it was too late to go for 2. And so I kicked an extra point, and you guys were there, saw that line drive that actually hit flush on the facade of the locker room facility, the Buehler Center, and then came right back and almost hit the official. We had a lot of fun with that this week, making fun of him. But, we'll make those decisions based on flow of the game, just kind of where we see things being at. But, I was a little really disappointed on the one short yardage we didn't get. It was like 4th and 2, and we didn't get it. It just looked like we just got too high at the point of attack and didn't get our pads down and get a good enough push.
Coach, how impressed were you with the way that Clayton bounced back? I know last week wasn't his week, and there was speculation that you could possibly play Matt a little bit
Sure.
today. How impressed were you with the ability to come on the road, good Maryland team, good Maryland defense, and to run up and down the field and get 37 points?
Yeah, I think this was a great bounce back game for him. Again, we've played 2 top 10 teams the last 2 weeks and 2 top 10 defenses, and we were right there in the thick of it and made a bunch of mistakes and self-inflicted wounds. And, you learn from those, and I think Clayton learned from that. I think he'll learn from this. There were some opportunities there to run today that I thought he didn't take advantage of. I mean, Maryland's playing max drop coverage or bringing a fifth or not sound, and he could have taken off and scrambled. There were a couple throws that just go run and get 6, go run and get 4, we're all right. There was one across his body that I didn't like, and then he had the long run, and he came over and just, gave me the double-handed shove because I was yelling at him to run, and it was a pretty good humor. It was a humorous moment. So our guys have great character, man. I mean, that's who we recruit. That's our program. That's what we're built on. We're going to get knocked down, but they're going to get up, and that's what I saw today. Our guys had 2 tough weeks. When I say that, I mean collectively as a program, we got knocked down and we got up, and we got high expectations, and we got to live up to them, and this was a good step in the right direction.
All right, thanks, Coach.
All right, travel home safe. Thanks a lot. Go Cats.